Listen, Mother Wisdom here. Today I want to talk about ancestral gratitude. I want to talk about honoring your roots. I want to talk about just flat out honoring each other. You know, we live in a world today to where it's easy just to take things for granted. But I really want us to think about our ancestors, the gratitude and how we honor our roots. It's so important that you do not forget where you came from. So in today's fast-paced world, I want you to realize that it is so easy to forget the roots from which you come. But you need to understand that where you came from, your roots, is the foundation that we stand on. And it was the foundation that was laid by those who came before us, our ancestors. They were resilient. They faced countless challenges. They had to overcome incredible odds, and yet and still they paved the way for the opportunities that we have today. And sometimes we take those opportunities for granted. Sometimes we just take everything for granted. We have stopped saying thank you. We have stopped saying I appreciate you. But we've stopped talking about our ancestors. We've stopped going back to the root of things. And it is so important that in this fast-paced world that we realize that our ancestors were very resilient people. We need to realize that they faced countless challenges and they overcame incredible odds. And they paved the way for the opportunities that we have today. Now, when I look back on my life and reflect on my life, I can see the hardships that my parents faced, and I can only imagine the hardship that their parents faced. But we have to actually reflect on this and give honor, praise, and recognition to our ancestors, because God used them to pave the way for us to have the life that we have now. And so we need to make sure that from time to time we reflect on our heritage. Our ancestors' journey was not just a matter of personal survival or personal success. They were collective efforts that shaped tribes and community and culture and the world that we live in today. From their struggles, we inherited resilience. From their dreams, we inherited hope. And from their sacrifices, we gained the freedom to pursue our paths. So let me tell you that again, because a lot of times we act like that we don't realize this. And you have to realize that it's your ancestors that paid the price for you to have the life that you have today. So from their struggles, we inherited resilience. From their struggles, we learn how to be resilient, how to hold on. From their dreams, we inherited hope. We have the hope of a better day, a better tomorrow. And from their sacrifices, we gain the freedom to pursue our own paths. And that's a lot. So you may ask me, so why are we supposed to give thanks for that? We didn't have anything to do with it. We're not responsible for them to be there. But you need to know that we need to acknowledge their sacrifices. Many of our ancestors lived through times of hardships where they had to deal with persecution. They had to deal with lack. Their sacrifices laid the foundation for future generations to thrive. So we can give thanks for their endurance, for it is a way to honor their memory and recognize their contributions to the life that we live today. I want everyone to understand that this tribe is about preserving a heritage. Each of us have a unique cultural influence from our ancestors that we are preserving and passing down to the future generations. And so with that being said, we have to come to understand that as we're preserving and passing this down, we're passing it down to our children, our grandchildren. And so by giving thanks, we keep these traditions alive and we ensure that our heritage continues to shape who we are. I also want you to know how important gratitude is. Gratitude fuels progress. Recognizing our ancestral roots provides a sense of purpose and motivation towards building a better life for ourselves and for those around us even. It reminds us of the struggles they face, and it encourages us to make the most of the opportunities that we have today. But I also want us to know that we need to embrace that ancestral wisdom. As we acknowledge the legacies of our ancestors, it's essential to incorporate their wisdom into our lives. I'm always drawing off the wisdom of my mother and my father because they taught me so much. So each generation has faced unique challenges, but within their experiences lies a wealth of knowledge and insight that can guide us in our lives today. By reflecting on their teachings, we can navigate our own paths with intention and with strength. And again, I want to stress that I do that with my mother and father a lot. And then I go on from what their ancestors taught them. But I want to just give you some practical, this isn't going to be a long segment today, but I just wanted to drop this into your spirit to let you know that you need to get in the habit of saying thank you. Don't take things for granted. You need to get in the habit of saying, I appreciate you. You know, you have made my life better as I hope that I have made your life better. Our ancestors practiced ancestral wisdom by storytelling. They held family gatherings where stories from their ancestors were shared. This only reinforces the bond, but it also enriches our understanding of shared history. It encourages the elders in your family to share their experiences and the lessons that they've learned. You have rituals and traditions, which means that you engage in rituals that honor your ancestors, whether they are cultural celebration, religious practices, or personal traditions. These acts helps us to remain connected to our roots and provide a sense of belonging. I tell everybody I'm big on journaling now, writing things down. You know, you got to write it down so you remember what the ancestors has taught you so you can pass it down. So I want you to know that, you know, journaling, you can create a journal dedicated to the reflections of your heritage. You can document insights that has been gained through your family stories, personal experiences, and the values you wish to carry forward. This practice can serve as a meaningful way to process your identity and your aspirations. You know, by us actively embracing our ancestral heritage, we not only honor their memory, but we also empower ourselves to live with greater purpose. As we draw upon the strength and the resilience of those who came before, let us also strive to leave a positive legacy for future generations, ensuring that their values and teachings persist through time. And so it's about making sure that it persists through time. You know, my father's faith, his love, all the things that made him so special, my mother's strength, my mother's identity, all of that was what made them so special. And so I'm thankful today that, you know, that I do value my ancestors. So let's be grateful. Let's be thankful. Let's say thank you. Let's say I appreciate you. And let's take this legacy to the next level. This has been One Life Inner Circle Tribe. We just thank God for each one of you. Until the next time, take care of you, and I'll talk to you again real soon.